Welcome to Ocean State Media. That's right, Ocean State Media. It's official. We have a new name, a new brand, and the Public Radio and Rhode Island PBS are fully merged into a new organization. So what does that mean for you, our audience? To answer that question, we're speaking with Pam Johnston, President and CEO of Ocean State Media. Pam, it's a pleasure. Thanks so much for talking with me.
Thank you for having me.
Ocean State Media, new name. Why is it important to have a new name? What does a new name and brand signify?
Yeah, thank you for asking, and thanks for having me here on Ocean State Media Day. This is our first day as Ocean State Media, but this is a milestone that fulfills a journey that has been ongoing for the last 2 years. When the idea by our separate, at the time, boards of directors came together to decide that public media here in Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts could be even bigger, even better, even more of service to folks who live in our region if we blended. And that happened about a year ago. And since then, we, our staff, our funders, our boards, our audiences have come along with us on our journey to today, which is really truly with name, spirit, and future vision becoming one organization in service for our audiences.
We're still a PBS station. We're still an NPR station. So help the audience understand what's changing, because the question's going to come up. Wait a minute, am I still getting news? Is there still educational programming? Because it feels like so much is changing. What's really happening?
We are absolutely still your home for NPR and PBS, and we are better together. So folks who are listening to us, who are watching us, who are experiencing our work online and in the real world might not know that those of us who work here now all work collectively under one roof. The teams that make the radio and make the television and do our educational resources, we are working together to bring you, yes, absolutely, local news, arts and culture coverage, educational content, and stories that really uniquely, distinctly are Rhode Island based. We're doing that together now. So we are a stronger organization, and we are in service, as I keep saying, to our audience. Another thing that you'll see from us is really showing up a lot more. We're getting out of the building. We're showing up in your town, in your community, at your event to hear what's going on all around our region and reflect that back and tell stories that you will not hear anywhere else.
Something unique about the start of October is this is the beginning of public media existing without federal funding.
Yeah.
The Trump administration and Congress recently shutting down the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and public media organizations everywhere, ourselves as well. We were budgeted for that funding, and now it's gone. And we had a round of staff buyouts. Stations all over the country are going through this. This is not just us. So people see that and they're going to ask, well, what does that mean for public media, especially in Rhode Island? What does that mean for the programming if there's that loss?
We are still here. We answer to no one but you, regardless of whether we are and no longer funded by receive any government funding. We still rely on, depend on support from our community. And I am here to say thank you to our community, to our audience, to our listeners, to those who value what we do in the world. Our audience has stood up over the last 6 months in a way that we haven't seen before to say, we still want you to work here. We still want you to tell our stories. We believe in public media, even though we have been defunded. That's changing us. We've talked a lot, Luis, you and I, about this moment will change us. It will not stop us. And that matters today more than ever. As that funding does go away, we are still here. We have a bright future. We need our audience and our supporters more than ever. And we want to prove our value in new, collective, collaborative ways.
Besides that change, a lot's been changing, and you've been in the game as long as I have, or about. And, so we've seen how so much is changing in the media landscape. And, so I wonder, again, in communicating with the audience and helping them understand that we're still covering local news, but how do we stay relevant, especially in the world today where, everything and everybody's just talking about the latest TikTok video or what's on YouTube, not necessarily what's on radio.
So, but you have to take those comments into account. So what's on TikTok and what's on YouTube and what are you listening to on the radio and what are you watching and what are you streaming and what are you reading? We here at Ocean State Media have an embarrassment of riches. We have radio, we have television, we have digital and social and text. And what's changing is the way in which we distribute the stories that we create, the news that we collect, the arts and culture programming that we share with you. You're hearing us on the radio. Thank you for listening. And you'll continue to see us on television. And more, I hope, and this has started over the last several months, you'll see us on YouTube and on TikTok and on our website and in your inbox on newsletters. That's what's changed in the world. When we think about and we talk about here at Ocean State Media about being distinctly for Rhode Islanders, we have to think about where Rhode Islanders are. And the fact is that the media landscape has changed. They're on their phones, they're listening to podcasts, they're scrolling, and they're listening to the radio. And our job is to show up in all those places. And that is what we're working on doing right now.
All right, I want to know more about what's happening for the future because new name, new logo, website, we're on more platforms now than before, but what's in the works? What's coming up?
We're going to go on tour.
I'm ready.
So starting in the new year, we're going to start showing up in every community across Rhode Island. We're going to call it the Ocean State Media in Motion Tour. And we are going to be broadcasting live. We're also going to have community convenings. We're going to be listening deeply to what's happening in your town, what matters most, where you live, what makes your part of Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts really special. This is what we talk about like listening deeply to our community and showing up. We're coming to you. We're going to a lot more about this to come, but I think what is more important than ever in this moment where so many of us feel disconnected and divided is creating community. That really happens when you create space in real life for people to come together. So you'll be seeing us doing a lot of that, not just ourselves, but partnering with many other wonderful organizations across our area that does wonderful in-life events. We want to show up more and more in your world and hear what's happening on the ground, where you live, and what matters most to you.
I know as a host, I have to get used to saying Ocean State Media. That in of itself. I did wonder, though, is you don't have the word radio or the word television anymore. And, people will have to get used to that. But I'm wondering why go that way? And what does that signify that we're not saying those things, the things we do?
So we said the word media as a way to kind of give an umbrella word that represents all the different ways in which people consume content today. Also an imperfect world, but it's so much more. We're more than radio and television and even digital. As I said, what we're doing here now is also about community connection. It's about education. It's about resources. And there's no one word that fits it perfectly. We did a lot of listening leading up to this moment, and media was the word that kind of everyone understood what the sector was and what we'd be doing with it, and it's an inclusive word.
It feels like you gave me a lot, but I'm going to ask you, is there anything else you want to add?
I do want to thank you for doing that. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to you, Luis, and to everyone here that runs Ocean State Media. Our team has been working so hard. This is a lot of work, bringing two teams together, making a merger, figuring out how to work in entirely new ways. Thank you to the team. Thank you to our boards who made this merger happen and wanted us to be a vibrant and contemporary and engaging public media here in Rhode Island and southeastern Massachusetts. And thank you, of course, to our supporters and our community who has stood up for us during this battle for our funding, unlike we've ever seen before. So a lot of thanks to go around. This has been, again, a journey 2 years in the making, and we are excited for what comes next.
Pam Johnston, President and CEO of Ocean State Media. Thanks so much for talking with me.
Thank you so much.
For Ocean State Media, I'm Luis Hernandez.